Hey guys, what's going on? Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey, how you doing? Doing good? Hello, hello. Yep. Chat room is getting some action, I see.
Ready?
Are you gonna join with a picture or with a video? You say picture? I can hear you. Let me know Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. I think the audio is pretty good. So how you doing today, Lisa?
I'm tired.
Wow, yeah, just think about it. Yeah, I'm tired too here, so on your followers.
Did you take care of that business in the car?
The what?
Did you take care of that business in the car?
No, I did not. But I was looking for it,
Inspiration.
Yeah. You know, Lisa picture. Let me find your picture. I don't have a picture of you here. Make sure that people are not. Okay, picture of you is here. Probably that's too big. Let me give you. Bring it down. Okay, I'm gonna bring it. Perfect. Please subscribe to the channel, guys, if you're here. Let me get this and this and this and this. Get down. Yeah. You got it. 1 minute and we're going live, Lisa. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. People are gonna go crazy today. I'm telling you.
I think we're going to disagree about the topic.
Yeah, me too. That's good. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Ricky 365. My name is Rick, and this is our channel with me again. Today, in the chat room, in the video, Lisa. Lisa, how are you doing today?
I'm swell. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good, doing pretty good. So we got so many things to talk about today.
Yes.
And I gotta tell you, man, people are going crazy over this. So Candace Owens as of right now, that video got over 100 million views. 100 million views. Crazy, Her views are a little bit controversial. But I gotta tell you, I think that she makes a point, and we're gonna be sharing that point with you guys out there on the chat room. We're gonna open the phone lines to so you guys can call in a second. So let's listen to some music real quick while I put the phone number in the on the screen, and then we're gonna start, Lisa. So Lisa, tell us about your day today. What's going on?
Busy saving lives,
Nice.
protecting the innocent.
That sounds good.
How about you?
I gotta tell you that I pretty much I did nothing. I did none of those things. I did none of those things. I was at the office, just relaxing, doing my day routine, um, making sure that no planes fall off the skies. If we can say that, like for real, I was making sure that no planes fall off the skies. It's like
So
crazy.
you were still keeping people safe.
That's good. Yeah, that is amazing. Yeah, I got you.
Will our third in this racial sandwich going to be joining us today?
Yeah, I don't know. He mentioned that he was gonna be with his better half, and he was gonna be doing other things. So I'm so happy for him. So happy. He's doing amazing things. So let me add the phone number real quick, and then we go straight into the video. It's gonna take me about a couple minutes. Phone number. And guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel today, please do so, okay? That will motivate myself and Lisa to continue doing this as much as we can. Don't forget to use the super chat if you have like an imperative question, something very important. Use the super chat. You know, we accept all kind of donations, or you can go to our Streamlabs or PayPal and send us the donations right there. Your name will appear on the screen, okay? For any type of donations that you send, okay? If you're broke, I don't want you to be sending me your lunch money, okay? Just keep it to yourself, okay? Just ask questions on the chat, okay? I don't want, oh, you're taking advantage of the. No, I'm not taking advantage of nobody. But anyway, you helping me I'm helping Lisa buy herself a coffee, you know, or paying the toll.
Yeah,
You
I
you
mean,
you don't
maybe
pay the
next
toll.
time I'll, get out of bed sooner, get dressed, and I'll be on live. I'll be on video instead of audio.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. So that's the situation that we're encountering right now. Okay, I got you. I got
But I gotta get that coffee. I gotta get that coffee money to do that
you.
though.
Coffee money, yeah. Who knows? You know. Yeah. So let me put the phone number right here on the far left. I think we got it right here. So here's the phone number, guys. If you want to call the chat room, it's 520-261-7246. 520-261-7246. Okay. If you want to talk to us, let us know who you want to talk to, who the question is addressed. Like on the chat room, when you call, I'm gonna be picking up the phone outside of the whole video, and then ask you a couple questions. Bear with me, and then we'll be good to go. So Lisa, let's get to this thing right here. I was watching today this live stream on Facebook, okay? And here we go. Candace Owens start talking about she started talking about George Floyd, and she was talking about I mean so many people. The one thing I want to tell you is that today's been like an amazing day for I think for social media. You know, I don't know if you know, but Rush Limbaugh was at the he was at the Breakfast Club. That's where he was. I think so. Yeah, Rush Limbaugh, the Rush Limbaugh on the Breakfast Club. Your audio is coming down, Lisa. That's okay. Take your time. No worries. Your audio is still coming low. Nope, not better. Okay, do your thing. No worries. So, Rush Limbaugh was today at the Breakfast Club. I think for about 30 minutes. Okay, and then I'm gonna we probably we have time today. We're gonna add a little bit of the commentaries about the whole Rush Limbaugh talking at the Breakfast Club. I was like, how can this be possible? You know, uh, but yes, it happened. Rush Limbaugh at the Breakfast Club. They have a great. They had a great session today. They talked for about 30 minutes, and then they talk about everything from George Floyd, how Rush Limbaugh actually felt about the whole situation. He mentioned in a couple occasions that I mean you got to listen to the whole thing. We probably talk about it today. Not sure. We have 2 hours today. I'm gonna be here from 6 to 8 Arizona time. And then yeah, it is what it is. Mario, what's going on, brother? Hey, thank you for joining in. We're waiting on Lisa right now. She's about to make a phone call real quick, and then once we get there, let's see. Give me in a second. So but you guys in the chat, how's everything going over there? Are you guys doing okay? Is everything's been safe? Are you guys having any issues with looters or the Antifa? Well, not everybody who's looting out there is Antifa, okay? I was one of the things that I've been asking myself is, we've been in this coronavirus. 1 second. We've been in this coronavirus, you know, um, times where we're not allowed to leave the house. Here, in Arizona, we have a curfew 8 o'clock at night. Uh, it's crazy, It's crazy, but we need to do what the best we can with what we have, So, Lisa is about to join in. Are you there, Lisa? It's not better. Okay. So those are one of the things that we got to work with it, on the chat room. We need to make sure that our stuff are ready. La Diva, here in Newark, New Jersey, we won't allow that. We shut them down when they arrive here to try and destroy. I gotta tell you, it's so difficult. I was downtown Tucson today. I went to pick up lunch, and then I was able to see a couple people. Oh, we have. I got to do something like this. There we go. Lisa's calling. 1 second, guys. Perfect, perfect. Are we there? Yes. Yes. Can you hear me, Lisa? Okay. Join audio. Join audio. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, that's perfect. How that thing changed so fast?
I'm on my cell phone instead of my computer.
Oh, it's for real. It's like this is like such an improvement.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lisa. You just make our lives so much better, so much easier.
Yeah.
So I
Now
got tell me.
I can't play words with friends while I'm doing the show.
You say what?
I said I can't play words with friends while I'm doing the show now.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I mean, they should be instead of being playing friends, words with them, they should be watching the stream. Still the fan club to redirect their attention from one source of news to the other one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a day! What a day! So before we start here, Mario, it's we have a very strong police department, so most of the protest has been peaceful. Mario, where is that? Where is that, Mario? And he also said that he agrees with Candace Owens. She's very smart, and I agree with her point. I mean, she's being asked to speak in front of Congress, not once, not twice, but multiple times. And I think I mean her points are just amazing. I think she is genius, like for real. I mean, there's no other way for me to describe her.
Eh,
Oh, you got offended?
she alright. I
She
mean,
all right.
yeah.
This
She
video got
alright.
this video got over 45 million views. How is that all right in one day?
She has a lot more haters than fans. Hate is stronger than love.
I mean, but I mean, whatever that you bring to her, either hate or love, still PR. People still talking about her. So anyway,
True.
you wanna jump in right away?
Hit that play button.
Okay, so as you guys know, me and Lisa, we live in different states. We're gonna have a little bit of a lag between what I show you guys and what she see. She's gonna be able to hear what I'm presenting here right away. You guys maybe have a delay, so try to stay with us, okay? So Lisa, the first part that I want to bring you is this right here. Listen to this.
The white community and at the detriment to America as a whole. So I want to come out and say that I do not support George Floyd and the media depiction of him as a martyr for Black America. I'm going to explain why, and I hope that some of you guys will understand where I'm coming from.
Okay. I don't want to. I don't want to bore. I don't want to like talk over her. But right now, what do you think, Lisa? What do you think? What comes to your mind when you watch Kaden Owens, and then she comes right here and says, "Oh, they're making him a martyr. I don't support him."
I clearly she and I were not raised the same way.
Okay.
I mean, my comment is actually more towards the entire rant. So maybe you should play what you got to play, and then I'll say what I have to say. But she and I were not raised the same way. So, and I'm just gonna leave it like that. My parents didn't raise me to speak like that of the dead. So
Okay, I understand what you're saying. There's a couple guys telling me that there's a little bit of echo. Let me see if I can fix it real quick.
I have.
Yeah, it's fixed. It's fixed. Hey, it's going. Never mind. Got you. It was my soundboard. No worries. So I got to tell you, when I first heard this right here, I was like, you know what? I need to pay close attention to what she's about to say, because this can clearly affect her or affect others. So it clearly affected me in a positive way. I think her speech, because she opened my eyes to things that I never heard before about the whole situation. But we're about to talk about it in this podcast. So by the way, let's start this. Matter of fact, guys, I will be starting my podcast right now. So if you guys call into the YouTube into the video, if you guys call here, you guys also are gonna be featured on my podcast. So let me start it real quick. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Ricky 365. My name is Freak, and this is your channel. Today I have Lisa with me and a bunch of people on the chat room, guys. We're going to be talking about Candace Owens and George Floyd. So let's go. So Lisa, second clip, okay? Second clip. Let's listen to this. Linda, thank you for showing up, man.
For the Black Americans that are watching will stick with you for the rest of your life. Shelby Steele said that the Black community is unique from other communities. Our culture is unique from other communities because we are the only community that caters to the bottom denominator of our society. Now, let me explain what that means.
She's about to explain what that means to her, but cater to the bottom denominator. She's talking about scum, yeah? Is that what I'm getting from that?
yes, that I'll agree with her.
Oh, that you agree. Okay, so I'm gonna put a tally right here.
Yeah, that I'll agree with her.
Okay, Lisa, 0, Candace, 1. So she's already winning. Let's go.
It means to say that not every Black American is a criminal, not every Black American is committing crimes, but we are unique in that we are the only people that fight and scream and demand support and justice for the people in our community that are up to no good. You would be hard pressed to find, a Jewish person who has spent 5 stints in prison, who commits a crime and dies while committing a crime, and that the Jewish people champion and demand justice for. You will be hard pressed to find this in white America. You'll be hard pressed to find this even in Latino America.
Okay, what we got right here, So she's pretty much she's honest, This is hitting home,
Well, except that last part is not true.
Which part is not true?
When she says that, there's not going to be any white people losing their mind when, the white criminals get killed. That's not true.
When was the last time that you saw a riot like is happening right now because a white guy got murdered over? And then let me tell you something. We're not debating the point that the officer, the cop, killed and murdered. He's a piece of shit. He's just scum. George Floyd. But we're talking about the bigger picture. I never seen nobody. The Latinos. We have a big problem in the Latino community. Okay, the Hispanic. Excuse me. And the problem is that, we can see a crime happening. You can have drug dealers in front of your house 24/7 selling drugs to kids, and the police come back around. And what are you going to say? Oh, I don't know who that there. I don't know who that is. I don't know. I mean, playing dumb, because nobody wants to be a snitch, because it's so, I don't know. That's my experience.
So when Bonnie and Clyde was killed by the police, and when John Dillinger died, the white people in America in that time lost their freaking minds. They went crazy. They were like heroes to them. They looked up to them. So there was a time when white people had their moment. They didn't riot, but they did have their moment.
Okay.
Criminals.
Okay. So Lisa won, Candace won. So let's go.
Commented upon him, and that the family of George Floyd deserves justice for the way that he died. But I also am not going to accept the narrative that this is the best the Black community has to offer.
So she's mentioned that this is not the best Black America have to offer. What do you guys think? Anybody in the chat room as well?
Yeah, I mean that he's not the best that Black people have to offer, but her timing,
okay,
my language, is super shitty and so inappropriate.
Okay, well, I would just let me. So you're talking about the timing. Not so long ago, Kobe Bryant, and we, I don't see how Black America went and destroyed every helicopter in every airport in every state. Kobe Bryant. Why do you think?
So again, she goes into his criminal history.
She will,
and I'm not going to dispute his criminal history, but her entire rant would be perfectly fine with me if we can just cut out all of the commentary about the actual victim.
Okay.
Because it's not the right time. It's highly inappropriate. The dude was just buried today. I mean, come on.
That is correct.
Where were you raised? Like, she's a heathen. Like, you can't do that. Like, people will feud and still go to that person's funeral and show respect.
Do you think so? America right now is on the fire. America is burning right now. On one side we are burying George Floyd. On the other side, I got a curfew at 8:00. On the other side, looters are gonna go to Rodeo Drive to the Supreme store and steal thousands and thousands of dollars, because that's how they deal with the that's how they mourn the George Floyd. Do you think this is a good timing or not good timing? I think she's perfect on the timing.
No. Highly inappropriate. I guess, I mean, I know I'm a Southerner. I went to charm school. It's just a matter of etiquette, respect. I mean, it's not necessarily respect really for him. It's respect for the people that he's leaving behind. That's why it's so disgusting.
So the same
everything, but left that part out.
So the same way we're respecting that, we should respect George Floyd's significant others. We should respect the crazy police officer significant others. Is that okay?
What, the crazy police officer killed him? He's not dead.
No, but we should respect his significant others, like his wife, kids, whatever he got.
Respect in the matter in which you leave them alone because they weren't the murderers.
Perfect.
But, I mean, the officer himself is still alive, so you can say whatever you want to say about him.
Oh, perfect. Okay, I agree.
He's breathing.
Okay, based on the chat, based on what I hear, I think Lisa 2 points, Candace 1. So you're ahead, Lisa. Good job.
People wanting you to believe that this is the only way you can be Black, is you have to say this was wrong and that this person was amazing. I won't do that. George Floyd was not an amazing person. And as soon as this video hit the internet, I did just basic searches. Everyone jumped on it and was looking at the police officer, and everyone agrees that the police officer was wrong and the police officer has been arrested. So that is not the reason I'm not discussing that, is because that is not something that has been misconstrued in the media. He has been turned into the devil that he is, and there is no reason for us to harp on that any longer, because white Americans are not uplifting Derek Chauvin as a victim or pretending that he's an amazing human being. But George Floyd is being uplifted as an amazing human being.
Okay, guys, so right now is when this is going to get very heated, okay? I don't know if you guys know or have done any type of research on George Floyd. This is when when Candace Owens starts talking about her findings, and then I was able to look into some of the findings. I did not find any news about what happened on the residence with the pregnant woman. Were you able to find something, Lisa?
No, I didn't search because, I have a soul and
Okay.
it's not the right time to be all up in his business.
Okay. I'm about to give you another point, but that was me asking you a question. It's between you and Candace today. Let's go.
And for those of you who have not yet seen the clips and did not pursue or wait for more clips to come out, first and foremost, George Floyd at the time of his arrest was high on fentanyl and he was high on methamphetamine. This came back in both of his autopsy reports. If you pursue the 911 transcript, you can see the person describing somebody who is out of their mind high, and which is what made the person fearful because he tried to use a bill that I guess was a fake bill to purchase something, and then he was outside acting weird, and they, in their police call, said that this person was obviously distorted on drugs. When he is put into handcuffs and is put against the wall, a baggie of what looks to be like cocaine or it's white. It's a white baggie that he drops onto the floor that you can see in an image if you look up the clip. The media is refusing to circulate it. You can find it on Twitter.
And then capture all this. I'm about to show you that video. I am about to show you that video. This is insane. So I want everybody to look on the bottom right corner, okay? Lisa, I'm gonna move you real quick out of the corner. I'm gonna put you right here.
It's a picture so my boobs won't jiggle.
I know. It's kind of happening. So I'm trying to avoid that. Okay, perfect. I'm not gonna show you now what Candace is talking about. Let's go. So here we got Floyd against the wall, and you can see, boom. And you can see, boom. Jesus Christ. Why? Just why? Just why, guys? Okay, Lisa, I don't know if you are seeing this at the same time. Gonna give you a couple seconds. Tell me.
There's no way to identify what that even is.
Okay.
So she can keep her speculation to herself.
Okay. And that's fair. That's fair. I think that makes sense. I don't think that I don't think there's a police report on this yet out official. We just know about the report that the police officers tried to pass earlier, and they don't talk about this bag of drugs. But social media is doing their due diligence and finding everything. So, what do you think? Chat room, what do you think about that? What do you think about that? I'm gonna bring you now to another piece of this stream. Let's go.
Spent 10 months in prison for theft with a firearm.
Oh, my bad. I gotta bring you to 5:30. 5:30. Let's go.
Here we have, first and foremost, let's start from the bottom of his record. And by the way, I am not saying that if you have a record, you don't deserve a second chance. I think people get arrested, and some people can serve time in prison, and I believe in second chances, but I do draw the line when it comes to second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth chances. 1998, he spent 10 months in prison for theft with a firearm. That was the first prison stint that I could find on.
And that's nothing wrong to having, like she said, I agree. I believe in second chances, just like President Trump believes in second chances. That's why he passed the second chance act. Amazing. Trump 2020.
In 2002, he spent 8 months in prison for a cocaine offense. In 2004, just 2 years later, he spent another 10 months in prison for a cocaine offense. In 2005, he spent another 10 months in prison for having less than 1 gram of cocaine on him again. In 2007, and this was the biggest instant that I had that made me realize this was a horrible human being. I am not going to.
This is what
Disgusting.
this is
I'm
this
just
is
letting you know.
this part is gonna be crazy, you know.
This is disgusting.
I'm gonna finish playing it, okay?
Pretend was a good person. In 2005, a woman who was pregnant received a knock at the door, and she went to the door, and the person pretended to be someone that worked for the water department. So she opened her door and quickly realized that the person at her door did not work for the water department and attempted to slam it. At the moment that she was attempting to slam it, a Ford pulled up and another 5 men jumped out of the car, and one of which was George Floyd, came up to the door and they forced their way inside to her, inside of her home. Mind you, this woman is pregnant. At that point, George Floyd took out a gun and pressed it to her stomach. She was screaming, begging for her life, and he put her inside of her living room and instructed one of his criminal friends that was with him to watch her and to make sure she didn't leave the living room. So he was playing guard while they ransacked her home looking for drugs and money. They did not find drugs. They ended up taking, I believe, her wallet and her cell phone.
Okay, so what they're saying right now is very clear to the point that the guy has no he wasn't in no good steps, you know.
He wasn't an angel.
He wasn't no good, man. But this is the thing, you know, that I see is that I see walls being painted with his face, you know, all these Black Lives Matters, you know, all over the place. You know, they're putting him as a martyr, you know, and I don't think that, you know, he's not Jesus, you know, he's not Kobe Bryant, he's not, you know, one of these, you know, big, people, blacks Americans that you know that have gone through history. Why are we doing this for him? Just because he's the one, you know, the right time, right a place?
So I agree with that sentiment, but I just don't agree with the timing of her airing his dirty laundry. The dude was buried today. She could have saved that until like next month, or at least when the riots are down and emotions are not as high.
Okay.
Her timing stuck. Big fat cocks.
So what we're gonna? I mean, I don't think that you can hold yourself, you know, having knowledge of all this and waiting for this. Michael, you know, I mean, this Michael P. Masco, is he family of you or something? He's being like, oh yeah, Lisa, you good job.
He's my fan club.
Oh, he's on your fan club. Okay.
Yeah, he's like the leader of my fan club.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, that's something, Michael. Keep it going, okay? Keep it going. Yeah, no hate here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, okay? And use a super chat, whatever. Let's go back to this right here. Lisa, I'm gonna give you an extra point. You're leading Candace. 3, 2, 1.
Use a bill, a fake bill to purchase something. And so, in my opinion, George Floyd was a criminal.
Okay, in her opinion, George Floyd is a criminal. In my opinion, George Floyd is a criminal who happens to be murdered by a racist, bigot police officer. But nonetheless, he's still a criminal, you know? So I won't feel comfortable wearing a shirt that says, you know, George Floyd life, you know, X, Y, and Z, because in reality, you know, maybe when it comes to the last minute of his life, that's when he actually came to, you know, mean something for the black community, because before that, he was just destroying the black community, you know?
True. The appropriate thing in this matter is just to not say anything. Again, I understand what she's trying to say. You know, why are black people going insane over this guy? I totally understand. I totally get it. And I agree with her. But it's just better to not say anything. Table that thought. Like, get a journal, write it down, wait about 30 days, and then, you know, go on your live stream.
I'll give it to you guys one more time. The phone lines are open. 520-261-7246. Michael, definitely want to hear you. I know. I think he called the other day. You probably have the number speed dial, so please give us a call. We definitely want to have your say. Now he's right there saying that, yeah, says Minneapolis and me. I believe him as far as I can throw him. I don't know what that means. Let's go. Let's continue with Candace. And by the way, Linda, thank you so much. I know you're working. Thank you so much for watching the show, even when you're at work.
His name is David, who was shot and killed for trying to protect a pawn shop. Black people are dying, in which actual upstanding Black citizens are dying. Case in point, I'm sure you guys have all now seen David, the sheriff that just was shot and killed because he was trying to protect a pawn shop. Please look him up if you haven't seen it. I'm blanking on his last name. His first name is David, who was shot and killed for trying to protect a pawn shop from looters. Standing citizen, an actual head of a police. He was the head of a police his entire life, 77 years old, did everything right? So we now have to kill upstanding Black citizens because a non-upstanding Black citizen, a career Black criminal, died. Now,
okay, we're talking about David Dorn. Okay, I have the video on my on my on the YouTube channel, and it's pretty graphic. I think that they an individual, a Black American, killed him just because of TV, for a TV. Everybody saw that video, and then there's another dude just recording the whole thing on live television, probably getting likes live, without rendering any aid, without doing nothing, just saying they just called this man, they just killed this man just for a TV. I think that he was very traumatized by the whole situation, I think. And that's why he was just repeating the same thing over and over again. What do you think about that point?
Yeah, I agree but I just want to say again with her in this whole entire rant that she's doing, it's like, officer is the cut, laceration, and she's the alcohol that your mom poured on a cut to clean it up that drove you nuts, because back in the day we didn't have better ointment. She's the freaking alcohol burning the hell out of everybody.
Okay, Lisa. So we have somebody on the line. Okay, before we continue with this right here, let's get it for Michael Maskel. So, Michael, the phone is yours, man. Go ahead.
So right now, I guess, Candace, this part in the video is engaged in critiquing which particular Black man that was killed by the police happened to spark these events. Like, I mean, basically the phrase that comes to mind is, sorry, the last straw wasn't a satisfactory one to you. I mean, nobody chose which, particular Black man was going to be the one that got caught being murdered so graphically on camera, live streamed to everybody, and set off all of this. But it's not like it's only about George Floyd.
Lisa?
Well, we're only trying to just keep it to her rant at the moment.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna open up a lot of cans of worms.
I see many people on the chat room that just talking about that, how the media just choose to pump this up, and I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, there's two things, and then it comes from somebody that makes YouTube videos. Okay, media gets money from two sources of drama, of crisis, and it's mothers crying. Bless you, mothers crying, and racist acts. Okay, Josie Smollett. That's a French actor, Josie Smollett. I don't know what happened to him. He got into that situation. Now we have out of that magnitude, from Joseph Smollett, we have George Floyd. So, Mike, stay right there. We're gonna go keep playing this. Let me know if you have any troubles listening to it. I'm pretty sure you're gonna be okay.
This turns my stomach. I just want to let you know.
Yeah. Do you need Pepto Bismol?
No.
I got you.
That makes me 6-point variation in a community where we are extreme minorities. We commit 50% of all violent offenses, evenly split, and we're only 13% of the population, okay? So we have a lot more encounters with police officers. And don't say the police officers are coming around because we're black. I'm talking about violent criminals. I'm talking about murder, 44% of murders, okay? You want to talk about real statistics? The police officers have way more to be fearful of in the black community than the other way around, okay? We commit, on average, a police officer is 18 and a half times more likely to be killed by a black person than the other way around.
Okay, let's stop right there, okay? 18%. What do you guys think? Do you think this is bogus? Do you think she's making things up? Because
Her facts are correct.
yeah, I fact check her, today, and she is on point.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna spend time trying to fact check her on the percentages, but I think that her entire premise just ignores the entire concept of minority populations being essentially sequestered off into urban areas. We did it with the Native American populations, and we've done it with African American populations. I mean, you look at where he's laughing because we were just talking about this. Yeah.
Oh, how do you see? I should have gotten that copywritten. You're just stealing from me.
Wait a second. Is that right, Mike? Are you?
I am more or less stealing from Lisa here. I have to admit, yes, I took this right from our conversation. That's why she's laughing here.
Yes.
Wait a second. There's the basic rules right here, okay? The basic rule is that you take from other people's shit, okay? Because it's gonna be really difficult.
Conversation.
Okay.
I'm going to impact.
Okay.
But we were having were black people being phased out.
That's impossible. That's impossible.
Not impossible.
It's impossible. 100%.
It's happening.
Happening right now?
Yes.
Just
explain it the way you did to me, because that was one of the few things we actually agreed on. So, explain it how you explained it to me.
Okay. So, the being done by the U.S. government, basically, black people were brought here. And by the way, those that are new, I'm black. It doesn't look like it, but I am.
Well, she's light skinned. You guys can see the picture. She's light skinned, very light skinned.
So, black people were brought here as a plentiful, cheap labor source by the government. Then all of a sudden, we get our freedom, we get rights, we start demanding things. It makes us a liability to the government. And now that we are a liability, they can't force us to do anything, and they still need a plentiful, cheap labor source. And that's why you have such a huge surge of immigrants, and why people are going so hard for, bringing illegal immigrants in. I mean, we were the number 2 population, and now we're the number 3. Their abortion clinics are always in the urban areas where the black people are. Black women get abortions on a far larger scale than that of any other race. They've corralled us in these urban areas called ghettos, or what I like to refer to as the Black reservation. They are treating us just like the Native Americans, but obviously, because it's modern times, you have TV, you have people videotaping, there's not going to be any black people trail of tears. So they have to do it in a slow way. But they give us, they control us just like the Native Americans. They give us our homes, our clothes, our food, our phones, everything. That's how they control us. And if we no longer have to fend for ourselves because everything is done for us, our brains turn to mush. We lose our will to do anything. I mean, has anybody ever been to an Indian reservation before? Everything is done for them, so they don't have to do anything, and they lose ambition. They lose their will. They turn to
Alcohol.
Diabetes is like insane on Indian reservations, and guess what? It's also the same in urban areas.
Yeah.
So they're taking us out slowly, just like the Native American population was on a downward spiral, is rapidly on a downward spiral. So we are being phased out by the government. And I don't care if anybody agrees with me or not, but that's how I feel.
So let me
given that,
let me
given
let me
that
let me
premise,
add
it's not
something right
hard to
here.
believe.
Let me add something right here, Michael. 1 second. Based on the first topic that she touched, it's abortions. So Black Americans make only 13% of the population. Okay, when I'm looking at the abortion rating, abortion facts right here, it's saying who has abortions. 22% Hispanic people. Okay, 37%. I'm sorry, 34% white people. Okay, now 37% Black female. This is crazy. 37%. To be the third largest group in the country. If you're how is that? How is that? Are they having maybe one every white woman, 10 other Black women have an abortion? Do you think?
I think that rate is I think that's an indicator of relative lack of economic opportunity. Because
Wow.
I mean, why does someone typically get an abortion? Because they can't afford to have a child.
Right, okay, yeah. This is crazy.
And you know what? As far as for economic opportunities, that I find that to be crap. That to me, that goes back to the government just having a hold on us mentally, because Asian people have lots of businesses. They have them in Asian communities, and Asian people shop at Asian places. White people have their white businesses in their areas, and white people shop at their white businesses.
That is correct.
Their Hispanic businesses in their Hispanic neighborhoods, and they shop in their Hispanic businesses.
Amen.
I'm sorry, but because Black people they have everything taken care of for them. They don't have the will. So there's no ambition. There's no drive. There's no need. Why do I have to get out of my bed and go work hard when the government is going to put my check in the mail on the 1st and the 15th of the month?
Yeah. Let's go. Let's
also say
go ahead.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
We need to move on, I guess.
No, go ahead.
Oh, well, you were talking about how people are being corralled into urban areas, just like the Native Americans were corralled into reservations. Only this time they're doing it instead of by Trail of Tears, by providing free housing and everything. And we look where the free housing is provided. It's not where the jobs are. It's in the rundown inner city areas where typically you might not even have an actual grocery store nearby. You have to get all your food from a corner store. That's a whole other issue to go into now.
Yeah, but if you had the will, if you had the self-esteem, if you had the ambition, then you will go and build a grocery store, just like every other race in their own specific neighborhood.
Rush Limbaugh was today at the Breakfast Club today, and he was actually talking about that, Lisa. And he made a great point, but I want to continue with Candace Owens so we can finish this video.
Okay? So this entire narrative is complete smoke and mirrors. It's all made up. It's just election fodder. It's white versus Black because it's an election year, not because Black Americans are suffering at the hands of police officers more than white Americans. Do some police officers do the wrong thing? Yes. I don't think there's anybody in the world who has not encountered a police officer and thought this person is an absolute jerk who is power tripping, whether you are black or white. We know they exist. And we know they're always going to exist, by the way, because they're human beings. And sometimes human beings suck. In fact, if you want to attack a community for accidental slayings or brutality, did you know that doctors accidentally kill 250,000 people every year because of mistakes?
Okay, now what, guys?
Again, I don't disagree with her. It's just not the right time. I can't co-sign this. It's not the right time. Replay this in a month.
I mean, people won't be talking about this in a month. People will be talking about the next I don't know, Snapchat thing that went trending. Because that's how many people are seeing it. Mike.
Again, I don't disagree what she's saying. I cannot support the timing. It's very inappropriate. It's very disgusting. She doesn't give a darn about his family at all, at all. And to me,
which also makes it a very. Yeah, I'm sorry.
What'd you say?
I was just saying, it also makes it very clear that she's not actually trying to convince anyone. She's just actually saying this just to people who already agree with her.
Oh, that's correct. That is correct. Let's go back to the video.
Tom, because I won't play this bottom feeding game with you. If you want to hang up posters of criminals on your wall and talk about them as your martyrs, do it. Do it. You can do it. Kobe Bryant was my idol. Okay, I'll keep a photo of Kobe Bryant. You can keep one of George Floyd and pretend he was an upstanding human being that just once or twice put a gun across a pregnant woman's belly. Could you imagine that woman right now? That black woman, by the way, right? Watching everybody pretend this person was an upstanding human being who just at the age of 42, after 5 prison stints, was going to get his life together. I mean, it's embarrassing. We are embarrassing in that regard.
Okay.
She's embarrassing right now.
I mean, this is just bad humanity right here.
So, do you think that
this pregnant woman, well, what about his child? He has a very young girl, and she can easily Google this, and you're just shitting on him.
He's probably gonna hear these words.
So do you think that just because is the moment, the timing on this on her bringing this video up?
Yeah. Again, I don't disagree with what she's saying. I personally would have left his criminal history out of it, or at least the extent of it. I mean, I would explain that no, he's not a hero, but I wouldn't go that deep into it because he's dead. So what's the point? I mean, he was murdered. It wasn't like he just passed away on his own. You don't have to bury him deep. Just let it go.
All right, let's go, guys.
Free Meek Mill. Free this rapper. How hard is it to not spend multiple times in prison? How difficult is that? Is that too hard for us? Is that way too high of a mountain for us to scale to do the right thing, to be upstanding citizens? That is the call to action that I have for Black America with Blexit. Why do we keep fulfilling this narrative? What do you think the perception of us, by the way, is on the outside? You ever look at the comments? You ever go into an anonymous blog and see what people say? Oh, just black people being black people. I see those racist comments. Oh, just black people got to riot. Black people got to be black people. You know how they are. Oh, just black people being ignorant. That is the perception. When people get to be anonymous and talk about us, that's what they think about us.
Is that correct? I will take myself back from comment on this. I don't know, Michael, are you black or something or no?
No, I'm as white as they come.
Oh shit. Okay, Lisa, give it again to you.
Again, I repeat, what she's saying is true. It's true. It's just her timing. That's all I gotta say is her timing is horrible.
Michael.
Disgusting.
What do you think?
I think, honestly, I mean, I was just going to mention that she probably got a lot more attention for this by timing it offensively.
Okay, yes, that is correct. I mean, that video I think it's over 40 million views right now. I just checked that and it's ridiculous. 40 million views, guys. I mean, just I mean, the impact that she's making, this is changing lives big time.
Right? Yeah. They think that we are the kind of people that will forever uphold criminals as the martyrs of our society, that we will never take account for the things that we do wrong, right? That we don't have it within us to educate ourselves to get ahead. And that for those of us that actually do it, well, we get called coons, right? You got Condoleezza Rice, she's a coon. Larry Elder, he's a coon. Dr. Ben Carson, brain surgeon.
By the way, Dr. Ben Carson, amazing, one of the most amazing people in planet Earth. I just want to bring that up.
First ever to perform the surgery of splitting twins that are connected by the head. He's a coon, right? What a loser he is. What a stupid guy he is. Kanye West says he's not going to be told to do it because of the color of his skin. He's a coon. He's lost. He's in the sunken place. The sunken place. That's where we all are, right? Because we demand more and we will get more out of this society because we're going to get ahead, right? That's what's going to happen. We're going to get ahead. Black conservatives get ahead because we don't subscribe to this narrative. Because you're not going to catch me outside trying to grab a TV pretending that it's because a martyr named George Floyd got killed. Okay? I'm a big believer that no matter what color you are, you do stupid things, you win stupid prizes.
Okay. I think that's a good point to close her up. What do you guys think about that last comment, guys?
It's true. I mean, what she's saying is true. It is correct. But girl, come on.
The timing, huh?
What's the day?
Michael, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, as a white guy, I don't feel like I have a whole lot of place to comment on the last segment there.
Okay.
Other than to agree on the timing issue.
Damn, Lisa.
You know what, Michael? So it's funny that you said that. You say that because I think that anybody should jump in if they have something meaningful to say, regardless of their color.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
I think I guess I'm just saying that
then I'll be like, but you're white.
I guess what I'm saying is that I lack the experience of actually living it to be able to fill in that part of the formula to make an opinion, I guess is what I'm saying.
And you know what? I'm from the suburbs, so I'm very clear that my view is a lot different than some other Black people. I mean, the only time I've encountered, and it's not even racism, but something similar to racism, is from darker skinned Black girls mistreating me because I'm of a lighter skin. Other than that, I've never encountered racism in my life. I've never been discriminated against. I've never been mistreated. I didn't have those experiences.
We're talking about timing, Lisa, and then what I've been thinking is that this is a timing where I don't want to see any white American on social media telling me how lucky they are because they have white privilege. I prefer to see them on the streets, protesting or civil protests instead of telling me on national television, "Hey, I'm so lucky that I'm here." It's like rubbing it on people's faces, So
I don't even understand what white privilege is. I grew up in the middle class and I feel pretty gosh darn privileged. So I don't even understand what white privilege is. Can some white people explain that to me, please?
Well, Michael said he's as white as they come, so go ahead.
Well, there was a paper that someone showed me once that really helped illustrate it for me called Unpacking the Invisible Knapsack. Let me look up who it was by. There it is. By Peggy McIntyre, who was a professor or something or other. I can't remember right now, but let me find a version that I can actually get through the work filter on my computer here.
It is Peggy McIntosh. Do you need a link for it?
Yeah, here we go. Yeah,
I'm gonna put a link on the description
so you can have it.
I put it there. Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah. And I mean, there's also an abridged version out there that basically cuts it just down to the list that we'll get to later in the paper. But really, reading the full paper gives you the whole context for it. But basically, he goes through a list of things that he's come up with that he realizes that as a white person, he can count on 100% of the time. But if he was African American, he could not count on 100% of the time. And I mean, we might, argue back and forth about how important each of those things are, but I think we can all agree that for each of these things on the list, it's true 100% of the time for most white people, but not for anyone else.
Lisa, are you able to click on that link so you can take a look at what we're talking about?
I'm doing it right now.
Okay, I'm gonna choose Michael. I'm gonna give you some time so for you to go through the list and pick one
Okay.
point that you can assure that you can be 100% positive that she is on the right. So I'm gonna choose number 5. Okay, number 5. And she says, I can go shopping alone most of the time, pretty well assured that I will not be followed or harassed. I think that she is.
It's number 4 on my version.
That's number 4 on yours. Okay, number 5 on mine. So
She must be ugly.
this can happen to other women. Maybe she's speaking about on the term of going to the store, maybe coming back from the store on her own bubble world. But I mean, most of the girls that I Jesus Christ, there we go. Women get harassed a lot. Women get harassed a lot just because of the looks. If they're pretty, if they have if they have some flavor, if they have a nice tan color skin, if you're pretty, you're gonna get some dude is gonna be trying to hunt you down at the grocery store. But I kind of makes sense. I think I think she got a good point on that one. Now, you guys.
I think she was also talking about being followed or harassed by store security.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Like a shopper in the store, a white person shopping in the store, and I mean, I'm not a black person, so that hasn't happened to me, but I have seen it happen plenty of times. That someone who's just shopping it's not always an overt, kind of like security guard swoop in or whatever, but. Yeah, I'm a little familiar with the loss prevention techniques, and I know what it is when one of the shopping associates that wasn't apparently even in the area before just suddenly comes in and asks if can I help you to a black woman who's shopping, but doesn't say anything to anyone else.
Michael, when I was, a couple years ago, on my last military year on the army, I worked part time at Home Depot, and then of course, army guy, loss prevention, and then I will say that 9 out of each 10 shoplifters that we encountered, they were white,
Mm-hmm.
So we tended to have more to be on the lookout for that creepy looking white guy or kind of a suspicious white looking person. It wasn't more. We did have some black people stealing, but it was predominantly white people. Just my experience.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa,
I'm reading the list and I don't know. Maybe I'm not black. I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't know.
What about you, Michael?
Of course, being white, I can only, extrapolate, but it seems like a fair, at least when I look at it from the point of view of, for a white person, each of these things on the list are going to be true 100% of the time. But I can see how they wouldn't be true 100% of the time for a minority person.
Do we teach Black history on real not real, I will say accurate Black history in the curriculum? I think number 8 she talks about, I can be sure that my children will be given curricular materials that testify to the existence of their race.
But
okay,
hold
that's
on.
Number 7 on mine.
Okay.
But yeah,
The board. That's not exclusive to Black people. Have you seen a history book? That's not exclusive to Black people.
Well, yeah, I mean, the paper is written in terms of relating to African Americans, but it is actually about white privilege. So it's really about the difference between the majority race and anyone of any minority race.
That's correct. Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at this and she's talking about I can talk with my mouth full and not have people put this down to my color. Who talked with that? That's so inappropriate.
Yeah, that's racist, That's very racist to think about that way.
And I'm looking at it like she is racist. And she
Well, I think what she was saying was
rant about a laundry list of stereotypes. Not that it's white privilege.
I think
She's the one with the issue. She's the one with the disorder.
Okay.
Well,
that's how I'm taking it.
And like I talked to you, we talked about Ben Carson earlier in the stream. We talked about Rush Limbaugh, the Breakfast Club, and people were like, "What is Rush Limbaugh really at the Breakfast Club?" In the morning, the Breakfast Club, guys. This is crazy. Listen to this, and like for real, this is for real.
The phrase "I can't breathe" is embedded in our minds forever. The inhumane treatment and senseless murder of George Floyd has to be the final straw. This was not the first time, but this has to be where it stops. For almost 10 years, we have been the voice of our community, working to push our culture forward, focusing on educating our listeners on entrepreneurship, real estate, mental health, education, and the importance of being politically engaged and informed. We have always had diverse guests and are open to the tough conversations. In that spirit, today we are having a candid conversation with fellow broadcaster Rush Limbaugh.
Okay, what do you guys think about that? Rush Limbaugh, okay, at the Breakfast Club. Can you imagine this happening any other time? I mean, George Floyd brought this together,
Or
what?
Be like a bucket list thing for Rush Limbaugh. He does have cancer.
He does, yeah. He does.
Yeah.
So let's listen to that guy.
Why are we having this conversation with someone whose historical viewpoints differ so significantly from ours and who we represent? Because the dialogue has to be open beyond who we know or who we talk to every morning. Today, Rush's listeners will hear us, probably for the first time ever. What we are witnessing in our nation right now is not normal, and it compels our attention to understand every side and look for ways to bring this country together and stop the senseless killing of our people. So we will start with a conversation that we think might be the first step. Ladies and gentlemen, Rush Limbaugh.
Every Democrat candidate for president this year has made it their business to appear on the Breakfast Club. And now it's my honor to appear on the Breakfast Club. Excuse me, even though I'm not a Democrat. Mm-hmm. Now, guys, let me
gotta do it.
I wanted to. The George Floyd story is being lost.
Right.
There are two things happening in America, and it sickens me what happened to him. Legitimate national outrage about a policeman's criminal brutality has been hijacked. And I don't want to forget about George Floyd. What happened to George Floyd sickened me, and I wanted to reach out and tell you all this. I want to make sure you have no doubt, and I'm not the only American who feels this way, the senselessness of it. You know, we're only given one life. We don't get a do-over. We only get one.
So what do you guys think about that, guys? I mean, this guy he's serious, he's about to go into the because this happened at the serious offices at the Breakfast Club. Okay, I think they were in where are they, in Atlanta?
No, New York.
New York. Okay.
The more that people were telling him that he was killing him and that it was blood coming out of his nose and that he was lifeless, he really felt like, just looking at his face, I think that was probably the closest thing to a devil that I've ever seen in my life. It was his ego that just allowed him to keep applying pressure and taking that man's life.
I can't.
Let me ask you a question, Russ. This is Charlamagne talking. We've seen numerous police killings of unarmed black people in this country. Why is the George Floyd situation the one that's making you say enough is enough and this needs to stop? Why this situation in particular?
Because I'm fed up with it. I'm not tolerant of any of them. But I'm fed up with it, Charlemagne. None of this. See, to me, and I know that you're going to disagree with me on this. To me, this is not America. It's a sad.
Oh no, it's definitely America.
Okay, what is your take on this one? Okay, before I go forward.
I think they're both right. It's not America, but it is America now.
Do you think this is gonna be the norm? You know, like we're gonna see looting every weekend. You know, you won't be able to go to the store or get yourself some nice shoes.
It's the Thunderdome. We're done. We're in the end of our current societal life cycle.
Wow, let's go then.
Well, see, but it's not what we can be. It's not what we have been. We're the greatest nation in history of the world, and we haven't achieved that on the basis
For
of
who though, Russ? I
not-
think it's easy for you to say because you're a white male, and that comes with a different level of privilege. And I do think America does,
Hey, go back.
but it works for the people that it was designed to work for. It doesn't work for everybody else.
You know, this is the point that you know, that when I'm listening to this, you know, they're talking about the privilege, you know, but this is coming from somebody that you know he named himself as Charlemagne's the God. I mean,
Right.
so I'm like, wait a second. Is this? I thought he was tripping like right here, like for real. I thought he was joking, and then the God just say, you know, you just got white privilege, like, you know, the God.
Right.
I'm like,
The way it works for you.
well, it can. That's the point of America. It can, for anybody who wants to adapt to it, for anybody who wants to try to take advantage of the unique opportunities that exist in the United States. We're the only nation that's ever enshrined the concept of individual liberty and freedom in our founding documents. We're the only country that's ever created a document to govern ourselves by that limits government. Now, it's you know, I look, gang,
Russ, let me jump in for a second, though.
so what he's talking about when he's talking about the documents, he's talking about the Declaration of Independence,
He's talking about the Constitution, right?
the
there.
Constitution. You know, do you think that this applies?
Yeah.
Because you know, through when I was going through the military, you know, I went to the equal opportunity course. You know, when we used to represent, you know, people of, you know, that being discriminated in the military because yeah, there's racism in the military, and one of the things that they teach you is, or the people debates a lot, is they're talking about how when they spoke about we the people, they were not talking about black individuals, African Americans, when he was reading, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
In the
Yeah, I mean, it
in
is.
the military.
Yeah, I mean,
Go ahead.
so in the military, when I was going through the military, people were saying, no, we the people. That doesn't refer to black people. Back when they wrote the Constitution, it was about white people.
When they wrote it.
Yeah.
It's written, yes, but that there has it's a living document, so it can be adjusted,
Yeah.
it can be changed, and it has been. So we are now we the people. So people who feel like who are stuck in the inception will never grow as individuals, and they probably have low self-esteem.
Low self-esteem.
Yes, to me, I think a lot of there's especially black people who feel like they can't get their, you know, come up. They feel like somebody's holding them back. To me, it's in their mind. They are the only change that they have, or the change they put on themselves in their mind, and they have low self-esteem. That's how I feel.
Okay. Hey Mario, you wanted to see the whole video? I put a link right there so you can see it. Have a good day.
But George Floyd wasn't doing anything wrong. Breonna Taylor got killed in her house. She wasn't doing anything wrong. And so it's not that people haven't adapted to things. It's just that we get targeted and then there's no punishment when the police officers commit these crimes against us.
No.
And then when we talk about it,
I didn't mean to conflate that George Floyd could have stopped what was going to happen to him. Don't misunderstand.
Okay.
George Floyd is the essence of innocence. But what I'm saying is that America is a place with robust opportunity if you want to go out and look for it and find it. Now, the people ripping up the streets today and last night, the Antifa types, they don't care to find the they disagree with the whole construct of America.
No, I got to push back on you with that too. It's not just the Antifa types. You know what I'm saying? Like you see all these white folks out there protesting, looting, raising hell. You know what I'm saying? Let's not act like there isn't 40 million people who have filed for unemployment in America. Folks been sitting around the last 3 months waiting on stimulus checks. More than 44% of those people have been denied unemployment checks, are still waiting on them to come. People of all races are broke. They don't know where their next meal is coming from. Their savings are exhausted. If they had any, they don't know how they're going to pay bills. So of course they're going to go out there and loot. Of course they're angry and frustrated.
Unnecessarily, it turns out. Unnecessarily. There's no reason to shut down the country. There was no reason to lock everybody. Of course you put 40 million people out of work and tell them, you penalize them when they do try to open their businesses. You're going to create a powder keg. A powder keg has been created. But
that's right. That's why I can't allow you to say that it's just Antifa out there, because it is a lot of white people who are fed up.
But the Antifa people look. The Antifa people are Antifa people are the ones that are trying to capitalize on it. Of course, there's some legitimate, heartfelt people out there peacefully protesting. But look, you guys, let me tell you, you are a testament to the opportunity available in America. Look at you.
Thank you.
That's when I start listening to that shit, I was like, I'm gonna listen to it for about 5-6 minutes, and then if Rush Limbaugh comes with his racist shit, I'm just gonna we're gonna move somewhere else, But guess what? He just said that, and
It's racist. In fact, I believe strongly that Rush has dabbled in the colored lady pond probably multiple times in his life.
Okay.
He honestly sounds less racist than Candace there.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Let's go.
How did you do it? What did you have to overcome to become the Breakfast Club? And what did you have to overcome to become dominant in morning drive and American radio? Who held you back, or what were you able to overcome in order to do it? The opportunity is there, is the only thing I'm saying.
Right, but you talk about peacefully. You talk about peacefully protest, right? And you were very opinionated about Colin Kaepernick, and he was peacefully protesting, right? And now people are saying, no, they're not peacefully protesting. This is the
100%. 100%. You're correct in that one. They know.
He just totally went past that. He's not going to give out, how he did it. And obviously, for someone who refers to himself as a god, he has no self-esteem. He doesn't have the chains, in the mental chains. And that's how he was able to get where he is.
That is right. The God.
Same thing Colin Kaepernick was kneeling for, that the world was so upset about. And the world said he's taking it too far and he doesn't know what he's talking about. This is exactly the reason why he was kneeling and protesting. The fact that an unarmed African-American man was doing nothing. They still don't even know if he had a fake $10 or $20 bill or not. And that man kneeled on George Floyd for damn near 9 minutes and killed that man, murdered that man, and looked at us like, yeah, I'm doing it. And what?
You guys, I'm trying to tell you, I'm all with you. I'm 1,000% with you on this. Is why I wanted to talk to you, because I know that there are, we all have preconceptions that we live under and biases that we live under. And I wanted to reach out to you guys specifically. You were the ones that I was told to speak to, that this is intolerable.
I'm happy to have the conversation. I'm glad you're having it, because I think your audience needs to hear it. And, you said something a little while ago And I want to just, talk about that. This is a country, America, that denies, black people justice and just plain decency. And then they act like we're just supposed to be happy to be here because it allows a few of us to make a few dollars while the majority of us out here catch up. Well, you said, you guys made it. Y'all are successful. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the rest of us are catching hell out here. R.I.P. George Floyd. We can't act like this is an isolated incident for black people.
You're adding things to my mouth that I didn't say.
He should say Charlemagne da God, or I don't know. It's gonna get pretty heated in a second.
You're adding syllables I have not uttered. I was trying to be complimentary of you, and I'm trying to illustrate that you are an example to others that want to try. You can succeed. Let me ask a quick question. If the Minnesota Vikings had announced 2 nights ago that they were going to hire Colin Kaepernick, would the riots have stopped?
No. What about that? What are you talking?
What do you guys think about that? Any of you guys into sports?
No, the riots would not stop if the Vikings hired Colin Kaepernick.
Yep.
But
I don't know what the heck that has to do.
What'd you say, Mike?
I don't know what it would have to do with anything. The Vikings hiring Colin Kaepernick.
I'm pretty sure he's probably getting to a point, but to Rush's point, that Charlemagne was able to be successful, just like the Cleveland Browns. They don't stop playing.
Yeah.
And they trying.
Let's go.
Yeah, I think I was getting the impression from Russ that he's using the occasional success story to say as proof that it's possible to succeed, while not acknowledging that it's not as common.
I'm offended by that. The occasional success story. So black people can only occasionally be successful.
I mean, how many do you know that are named the God?
But I know plenty of successful black people. I also know plenty of unsuccessful white people. People are people. If you have the will, there will be a way.
And now back to the Breakfast Club. These guys right here, the business that they have is a 3 million monthly listeners, across 80 affiliates. So there's 80 different stations playing their morning show, and a 3.3 million YouTube subscribers. So they have a big reach. This is a big reach. Under the sound of the voice, that's crazy.
To say we're not racist, we're not a racist country. You had people electing the first African American president in our history. He served for 8 years. Why isn't there anything to show for it that makes you less angry than you were then?
Once again, it doesn't matter who's in the White House if that person is not willing to dismantle the mechanism of white supremacy.
Come on, guys. Elections don't matter now?
I think that when we got to stop acting like white supremacy isn't done by design. The whole function of systemic racism is to marginalize black people. And it's very hard to get any damn near 80-year-old white man to change a system that's been working for him and his family for years. I don't care if it's Biden or Trump. So once again, we need people that are...
Say what, Lisa?
He's about to vote for a white racist.
Well, if you don't go for Biden, he's not black,
True, but he's going to vote for Biden, who is in fact a racist, who says that Robert Byrd is his leader, boss, and friend, and he's going to go ahead and check the box for Biden. So, come on.
Backing up real quick to the issue of equality of opportunity.
Okay.
It occurred to me that since over half of the world's resources are controlled by the top 1%, that maybe I should look at what percentage of the world's billionaires are black, and it's 0.77%. As of 2019, there are 15 billionaires of full or mixed black ancestry in the world. Out of the total 2,200 billionaires in the world, less than 0.77% of the U.S. dollar billionaires are black.
So let me ask you this. How much of the world's population is black? So in other words, are those numbers on par with the actual percentage of people?
Okay, let's check that. Okay, let's check.
Yeah. So
What
let's.
percentage of world population?
What about? I mean, when it comes to, I think when it comes to being billionaires and millionaires, we can talk about Madam C.J. Walker. You guys should know that name, yeah.
Miss Hotcomb?
Yeah, the first female, yeah, millionaire in the world. So African American. So I don't think I don't think it's about wealth right now. But
I think if people are expecting there to be such a huge abundance of millionaires and billionaires that are black, that's not really on par with our population's demographics. First, there'll be more white billionaires when white people like triple the population. Like, it makes sense that there's more of them. But
but not to the extent that
to somebody telling me I can't do something because I'm black and somebody white is holding me back. Nobody's holding me back. I'm gonna tell you right now.
So that's
Lisa Escobedo is gonna do whatever Lisa Escobedo wants to do, when she wants to do it, how she wants to do it, where she wants to do it. Point blank, period.
Yes, but statistics are not about the individual.
okay.
I am telling you that I don't believe in this whole 1% white. The white people have
First part lasted 3 to 4 hours.
I'm in control of me. I'm in control of myself. I don't care about the government. I don't care about the police. I don't care about my neighbor. I don't care about anybody. I'm in control of me. I'm in control of my destiny.
Right. And there are also other people in control of their own destinies that might not get in your way, but according to the way the statistics play out, end up setting up more obstacles for people of certain ethnicities than others.
People who feel that way, they lack self-esteem. They don't believe in themselves.
Okay.
And that's how I feel about it. Instead of there being mass propaganda about how the white man is keeping the black man down, it should be more uplifting and more about having self-esteem and believing in yourself and loving yourself and doing what's best for yourself.
Okay, Lisa, there were people saying that your mic was too low. I just brought your mic a little bit higher so you can be at the same level.
This is my other friend, Mike. Hi, Mike.
Jesus Christ. Go back to Rush Limbaugh.
Willing to dismantle the mechanism of white supremacy.
Okay,
Period.
so let me ask you guys, why do you still vote Democrat?
I vote for whoever I think is the best candidate.
Because the Democrat Party has been promising to fix your grievances for 50 years, and you have the same grievances, you have the same complaints. They haven't done a damn thing for you. They haven't even punished the people that you think are responsible for the racism and bigotry being done to you. Why do you keep supporting them?
Preach.
Why you think why you think Black America keeps voting for the Democratic Party? The same party of Jim Crow,
That's the party that has the control. That's the party that's giving them, food, clothes, phone, housing, checks. They're being paid for their loyalty. But what they don't realize is that it's hurting them more than anything.
I mean, there's also a matter that, Republicans frequently talk about black people the way Candace Owens did. And whether you agree that she's right or not, it does turn off people that belong to that community.
Sorry, have you heard the way Joe Biden talks about black people? I swear, Joe Biden in his mind thinks that all black people must be like black people from the black exploitation movies in the 70s. The way that he talks about them, he describes them. I mean, No.
You're not
Joe
going to get me to
Biden-
launch into a defense
Go
of
ahead.
the senator from MBNA.
I'm sorry,
going to
what?
launch into a defense of the senator from MBNA.
A senator from NDA? What'd you say?
When Joe Biden was in the Senate, he was known as the senator from MBNA, that being the stock symbol for Bank of America.
Oh. Well, what does that have to do with the way he sees black people?
I was saying that you're not going to get me to defend that person.
But you'll vote for him.
I absolutely will.
Hey, Lisa.
Because at this point, Donald Trump
So you
appears to be a
have
potential.
no principles at all. You can't defend him,
No,
but
I
you'll vote.
absolutely do. I will vote against Donald Trump because at this point he appears to be a potential fascist dictator and must be stopped.
He's not a fascist dictator. How is he a fascist dictator?
Did you watch
The
that
man-
scene in
the
front of the
man
White House
can't
the other day?
scratch his
You want to walk
arm
back into that
Without
again?
somebody from the left
We need-
run into the court filing a lawsuit.
Right, yeah. Make way for the king. He wants to walk across the street and take a picture with a Bible in his hand. How is that fascist?
Yes. How is holding a Bible in his hand while he takes a photo a church, mind you, that was burned down? How is that fascist?
When you
Explain
combine
to
it
me.
with clearing the way with stormtroopers attacking peaceful protesters, hitting them
They
with
were not
clubs
peaceful
and shields and
protesters.
shooting tear gas at
We
them.
can have round three of this. They were not peaceful protesters.
Can we bring up the tape again?
The
Yes,
moment
absolutely.
the
Standing there is
Secret Service
peaceful.
said, "Move your asses," and they chose to stand in defiance, is threatening.
Mhm.
That is not peaceful.
Right, and
That is threatening. Things are
that is a
different when it
sectarian
comes to the
behavior there.
security and safety of the president.
Hey, Michael,
Things are different.
there's
And it was only necessary for his safety and security because he had to, right then at that moment, disperse the protesters to walk across to that church. He just had to
The
show his
president is a
power right
grown
then
ass
and there.
man. He can go wherever he wants, whenever he wants. He's a grown ass man.
Yeah, see, that's
hey, hold a second.
and having that response to it is basically bootlicking behavior.
Hey, stay right there, Mike. Okay, stay right there.
Response. Why don't you say anything about their response? That is very much intimidating, threatening, and menacing behavior. They were asked to move. They did not move. Why didn't they move? It wasn't because they didn't hear them. They didn't move because they were being defiant. They wanted to be threatening. And you cannot have that behavior when it comes to the safety of the president. Period. That's completely
Hey guys, real quick, Michael and Lisa, we have Eric. He called a couple days ago, and looks like Eric wants to have some points to talk about it. Okay, let's give him a quick break. Go ahead, Eric.
Michael, it's just really, really hard to listen to what you're saying, buddy. Really hard.
Well, it was hard to watch what I saw the other day.
Yeah, I know, but the point is that the president, first of all, he's been elected, and he's been elected to do his job. And this is a man who probably gets death threats every single day. And he works from the White House. And if there's a threat to his life, if there's a credible threat to his life, or if there is a state function that he's trying to perform, and there are people that want to protest, that's fine. But these weren't people that were just peacefully protesting. I mean, it was really clear that was not what their intention was to do. They were trying to get in the way and prevent him from getting from point A to point B. And you don't get to do that to our president. That's it.
Yeah, so you guys are entirely missing my point here, and that's that.
Hey, thank you, Eric, for calling. Okay, thank you, Eric.
Go
ahead, Mike.
President Trump chose that particular time to go from point A to point B, specifically to be able to use that authority that, yes, he does have as president. I'm not saying that he can't order his Secret Service to clear the way for him and walk over to the church and take a silent photo without a word and holding a Bible up in a strange manner that, I mean, I'm not even going to get into all that right now, but yeah, he has the right to do that. That doesn't mean he should. And I really can't figure out any reason.
Why not? Why can't he go look at the church that burned down? Why can't he? Why is that so?
To re-elect.
Oh, okay. Rick, did you cut me off or what? Are you done with me?
Yeah, I was done. I was done with the phone call with your time. I gotta get Michael on the phone. But thank you for calling, man. Thank you, brother.
So I'm like, please tell me what is so wrong about the president wanting to go see a church that burned down.
Well, for one thing, the church didn't want him there, and they also tear gassed the priest and drove him out of his own church so that the president could use it for his photo op. So that's another serious issue.
So you're saying that they intentionally?
But again, we were talking before about the importance of timing, like whether or not someone's right or has the authority or power to do something. When you choose to do it matters, and it sends a message. And this was done in a manner that sent a clear message that I can push you around anytime. Make way for the king.
No, it was not it at all. This was actually the perfect timing. The church burned down the night before.
The church did not burn down. The church is still standing there.
Of the church, hold on, part of the church, and mind you, the nursery. How symbolic is that? The nursery was burned. Okay. So it was actually the appropriate time to go look at it. Just like any other disaster, you want to go ahead and check it out right away. This was actually the appropriate.
He didn't go check it out. He went and just took a photo in front of it and left. He used it as a photo op.
No. Video. He walked around.
I did too. No, he didn't. I saw the video too. What video are you watching?
He walked around. He checked it out.
The video is playing right now.
He only went to the front of he was just standing in the front of the building. That's not checking anything out. He just went over there, posed for a picture with the Bible, and didn't say anything.
No.
He's actually walking around the building right now.
Checked it out. I'm sorry.
No, he's walking over to where he takes the photo.
He checked it out. He did not just strike a pose like Vogue magazine. He actually did check it out.
Mm-hmm. My question here, is we can have this argument, and then I understand, both sides, but I go and refer to CNN. CNN gave 1.5 minutes to the nursery during that night situation. Oh, the nursery was burning down, yada yada. Less than 2 minutes. They give 14 minutes to President Trump. Picture with the thing, picture with the Bible. So, I think social media and the news is not giving. For 3 years they've been doing the same thing to destroy this man. So, I gotta give it to them.
He thinks that Donald Trump is a fascist.
Damn, Michael. So
no,
let's.
You have not in the least bit convinced me at all. That anyone could see that display the other day and say it's okay, honestly shocks me. To see a modern president do that.
Directive. It is not okay for the president to participate in a directive.
Okay. So how exactly are people, what is the okay way to protest? We're not even allowed to just stand there now and protest.
No. They can protest, but when it comes to somebody telling them you have to make way, they didn't say go home. Mm-hmm. They didn't say get the hell out of here. They said clear the perimeter. Just move back a little bit so the president can maintain his safety. That's not unreasonable.
Right.
That is not unreasonable.
They did. And they did it all of a sudden, too.
They did not say, get your asses out of here. They did not say, I'm taking all y'all to jail. They said, clear the way. President's coming.
Mm-hmm. And how long between that?
That's completely reasonable.
And how long between that and the charge with the shields and the tear gas?
Did they move? what the president.
How long was it between then? How long was it between they said move?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Jesus Christ. I really can't believe I'm hearing Americans saying that this is okay.
Well, let's
being defiant.
let's give
That was
Being Americans about.
let's give
Being Americans about being defiant. How do you think our country got started?
okay.
different.
Let's
Just
let's get back. Let's get back to Rush Limbaugh real quick, guys.
making it like the freaking Revolution War. Come on now.
Back to
Let's take that big huge leap.
back to Rush Limbaugh, guys. Listen.
Was a nice guy, had a family that did not even come close to deserving having his life taken from him like that.
Not at all. Not at all. Now, do you agree with the way that the media is portraying everything? You're in media, and you know media is a white media, of course. Do you agree with how they're portraying everything that's going on right now?
God, I don't think we've gotten the truth out of most media in 3 or 4 years. I don't know. And I think that's another reason why people are mad. You guys, they know they've been lied to. They were lied about so many things for 2, 3, 4 years now. And so now they don't know what to believe coming out of the media. And I don't care what it is, Fox, CNN, New York Times, Washington Post. There doesn't seem to be anywhere in our culture that people have trust in an institution or series of institutions that provide a backstop and reliability when something like this happens. And I think that's creating or contributing to even more of the unrest that's happening out there.
Rush, how would you advise Donald Trump to handle this situation? Because I see that he's having some issues. He's calling people thugs. He's talking about sicking the dogs on people if they try to come into the White House. But then you see how he treats people who are protesting the stay-at-home order, and they have guns, and they're white people, and they're fine people. So I just want to know, what advice would you give to the president right now to say, this is what we need to do, and this is how you should handle it? Because I don't think that he's handling it properly with his verbiage.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes each to we're about to close this in 20 minutes. What kind of advice will you give to the president how to handle this situation?
Going first. Okay.
Well, I mean, I do agree that he has a lot of.
Go ahead, Lisa. My bad.
Okay. I do agree that the president does have like a lot of missteps when it comes to this situation, and I just don't think that he's ready for something like this. I think it's beyond him. I'm not saying that he's like a bad. I mean, I think it doesn't matter who was in office. It's just because it's not something that we in America are used to seeing on such a large scale. And I think any president would have jacked it up.
Okay, Michael.
Okay. I guess if I was going to give the president advice and he might actually listen to me, I would say that it would be a good idea to change the overall tone with which he's approaching this entire issue. Rather than being confrontational and, sending a message that, everything must stop or I will, send crushing, overwhelming force against you. He should be trying to unify. He should be trying to bring Americans back together rather than portraying even a segment that's not being entirely peaceful, to portray in a time like this. It's not the time for the president to portray any part of America as another. It's the time to call all of us Americans. I just think a hostile tone is not going to help anything calm down.
Okay, there's a comment right there from Mike on the chat. I don't know. Can you answer? Go ahead.
Mike. So just out of curiosity, nationwide, what do you think what is going on? Do you think it's a lot of peaceful protesting going on? I'm just curious.
I think a lot of people are trying to protest peacefully. And it's chaos out there. The people who are trying to have a peaceful protest and, express their overwhelming desire for things to change, have on the one side of them police that are using way too heavy-handed tactics in response, and then on the other side of them, trapping them in the middle, they've got all these outside parties. There's white supremacists out there. There's these boogaloo boys out there. There probably is Antifa and anarchists also out there mixed among them, all trying to start stuff up. And there are people out there that also want to take the opportunity to loot and things like that. And it's really unfortunate that some of our leaders in charge, like I know that there are some people in charge in certain localities, like for instance in Norfolk over here in Virginia, there still hasn't been any sort of violence because of how the police have, basically reached out to the protesters. But I kind of lost my train of thought there.
Well, so Mike, this is what I gather from you. I think that you have a very naive view on what's happening. I don't think it doesn't even sound like you watched really a whole lot of what's going on. I mean, the night that the police station was burned down in Minnesota,
I watched that the whole night.
They were not white. They were not white at all. And it wasn't that the police were antagonizing, because the police left. So they weren't.
I saw plenty of
police. They weren't.
Yeah, that was.
Go ahead.
Well, you're fast forwarding there to the terminal stage of that riot. You're skipping past the beginning where people were peacefully demonstrating and then started getting shot with rubber bullets and tear gas.
But the people left. The police left. The police left. There was no white.
Right, the police left later that evening after a long siege.
Those people that were breaking into that police station, the people that burned down the police station, they were black. They were not white supremacists. They weren't some other group. They weren't Antifa. And so I think that you gloss over all of that to make it sound like, it's just peaceful, unicorns and rainbows. The police is making them like this. No, they're crazy. They're crazy.
I'm showing a little video. I'm showing a little video here, of some of the looting that happened. Anyway, you can watch the video. Let me finish one more clip from Rush Limbaugh at the Breakfast Club, guys.
I think what the president ought to do is use the God-given humility that he has, and don't doubt me that he does. He has a lot of humility.
There's nothing humble about the president.
Well, no, there is. Even if, and at every rally, you will see his appreciation for the people that show up. But it's
look at all of white supremacists in his
simple matter of understanding he's president of everybody here, and trying to quell these moments of unrest is something that would be really, really to his advantage.
I think what you said about Obama in 2014 applies when you said if he wants to, he can inspire, and I think it's called for in this situation. But I don't think he wants to inspire. I think he wants to incite.
Okay, first, I do agree with you about the inspiration. I think he can. I think he should. I think all presidents should. In terms of Trump inciting, look, the guy has had everybody and their uncle telling lies and falsehoods about him for 3.5, 4 years now. And he's probably a little fed up with it. Yeah, before the shutdown happened, look at what black unemployment was. It was a record low. The number of African Americans that had jobs, the wages that were going up. And then this virus comes along and the bottom is pulled out from it. He's got to be frustrated as he can be. And I'm not trying to carry his water.
But the black unemployment rate started going down under Obama too, though. I mean, that's one thing that Trump takes credit for that actually started under President Obama.
It did? Okay. Well,
he's like, it did? Really? Okay. So, guys, it happened. It actually happened. Yeah. But I think that it was more because of, Trump's deals.
The job. So now this whole success story is Obama.
Yeah. So let's go ahead, guys. Let's have our last kind of comments before we go back into Candace Owens.
Oh gosh, do we have to?
No, not really. I just want to listen to the last minute of her talk about. Go ahead.
I guess we should hear it, but I think the one thing we all agree on is that it's distasteful.
Well, no, Rick is like all for it. I think if he could, he would marry her.
I think she's the best. So let's go get the last minute of her. I think I'm going.
Yeah.
He's a coon, right? What a loser he is for the things that, like an anonymous blog, and see what people say. Oh, just black people being black people. I see those racist comments. Oh, just black people got to riot. Black people got to be black people. You know how they are. Oh, just black people being ignorant. That is the perception. When people get to be anonymous and talk about us, that's what they think about us, right? They think that we are the kind of people that will forever uphold criminals as the martyrs of our society, that we will never take account for the things that we do wrong, right? That we don't have it within us to educate ourselves to get ahead. And that for those of us that actually do it, well, we get called coons, right? You got Condoleezza Rice, she's a coon. Larry Elder, he's a coon. Dr. Ben Carson, brain surgeon, first ever to perform the surgery of splitting twins that are connected by the head. He's a coon, right? What a loser he is. What a stupid guy he is. Kanye West says he's not going to be told to do it because of the color of his skin. He's a coon. He's lost. He's in the sunken place. The sunken place. That's where we all are, right? Because we demand more and we will get more out of this society because we're going to get ahead, right? That's what's going to happen. We're going to get ahead. Black conservatives get ahead because we don't subscribe to this narrative. Because you're not going to catch me outside trying to grab a TV pretending that it's because a martyr named George Floyd got killed. Okay? I'm a big believer that no matter what color you are, you do stupid things, you win stupid prizes, okay? We have to do better. We have to teach our kids better. Or we're not going to get ahead, right? Anyways, this is just a rant because I have been feeling super, super, super annoyed at these depictions in society. I have no apologies here to make. George Floyd is not my martyr. He can be yours. That's all I have to say to Black America.
She could have just wrote that in a journal and saved it for a later date. So inappropriate. Very inappropriate. Yeah. Poor timing. I mean, I don't disagree with her, but the timing, horrible. Like, she definitely didn't go to charm school.
Not everybody's as lucky as you, Lisa.
Yeah.
She has she doesn't know the rules, the etiquette rules at all. Like, so important.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So
maybe she doesn't. It seems almost like she timed it to be offensive like that. Because I mean, it does get a lot more views that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any last words, Lisa, that you want to put before we close this? Michael, you're gonna get the same time.
I just want to thank everybody for coming out again. I love all of y'all.
Awesome. Thank you. Michael?
Yeah, it's always a good time. Thanks for having me on here.
Anytime, man. Hey, I'm gonna see if Lisa can give you the info for the Zoom, just in case you want to connect again, with us. Okay.
Okay.
All right, brother. Thank you so much. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure to have you here. Please share the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so when we have a live video, you guys can get a notification. So I promise we won't bother you that much. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a good day.